Here they are. They're all out and they all look fantastic. So it was a good batch. And so I'm just gonna get all of these. I'll label all of the lids, but then the farm stand gets their own little labels that go on top. So I'm gonna get that done. And then we have a big day on the farm in the kitchen today as well. But there's a reason why I'm not showing you the other side of my kitchen. It is blown up. I have been doing nothing but cooking and baking in this kitchen for the last 3 days, and it's just been a continuation of dishes. So, and unfortunately, you know, the farm just can't afford to buy a dishwasher. So, I mean, like hire a dishwasher. We have a dishwasher in our kitchen, but we can't afford to hire a dishwasher. So that was a dad joke gone wrong. So we have our digital pressure canner reloaded with jars. These are 1/2 pints wide mouth, and we're reloaded with jars. I'm gonna lock this up. We are going for Muscadine jelly this time. So we are not gonna pressure can, we're gonna water bath can. And we are going to do it for 15 minutes. We've already inserted our jars, and we're gonna let those heat up and sterilize while I get the jelly ready. Stock pot, we're going to add 5.5 cups of this beautiful juice, Muscadine juice. Four cups of sugar. 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of butter. We're going to heat that up over medium heat until it comes to a boil for 1 minute. Stir it all together first here. Brought it to a rolling boil that we couldn't stir down, and now we keep it there for 1 minute. Adding liquid pectin this time. Bloody packet. Stir so it doesn't burn. Bring it back to a rolling boil. Cannot be stirred down. Oopsie. For 1 minute. So I don't know if any of you noticed, but I actually put the, I flip-flopped the pectin and the sugar. The pectin should have gone in with the batch originally, not the sugar. And the sugar should have gone in afterwards. So, trying to save myself, I have added another cup of sugar because I tend to go on the light side of sugar anyways. So, I went ahead and added another cup of sugar because I really, generally to this recipe, I add 2 cups less sugar than a lot of recipes call for. A lot of recipes call for 7 cups of sugar. So I went ahead and added another cup of sugar, and I'm bringing it back to a boil to see if I can save it because I screwed up and put the sugar in the batch first, brought it to a boil, and then added the pectin. I should have had the pectin in there to bring it to a boil. So I don't know if it matters. I just know that that's what my recipe called for, and I screwed up, so I'm trying to fix it. Okay, and I went ahead and brought my water bath canner out because we had 3 more jars that batch made. So we're gonna process the 3 extra ones in my water bath canner. We're going old school. I'm gonna feed my sourdough starter. Looks like we're done. All right, this one is done. I turned the heat off, setting the timer for 5 minutes, and now I'm taking the lid off, and I'll let it sit for another 5 minutes before I take these out. Okay, so I need to let these jars cool. You need to let them try to set for 12 to 24 hours. I'm pretty sure just by the way they came out of the canner that it's just no good. I'm pretty sure that my screw up has caused them not to gel up. So I've got a couple options. I can keep it, and we can keep it as simple syrup to put in lemonade, iced tea, cocktails, things like that. I've done that with strawberry jam that didn't set up, and it works great. Or, which I've never tried this before, we can also try to re-can it or recook it. And you add a mixture of sugar, lemon juice, and pectin into it and try to get it to gel again. I've never done that before. I think I would like to do that with this if it doesn't set up, but we can't do it today. We need to give it the time that it needs to have to set up and cool down. I can't even handle the jars right now. So I will potentially be trying to re-gellify it because I've never tried it before. I've always wondered, and I have plenty of muscadine juice. So if I end up just throwing this batch to the chickens, it's okay. But not much we can do about it now. And these things, these things happen. So I'm trying not to beat myself up about it, but I'm just, makes me so mad. So moving on, this is the rest of the bucket of muscadines that I have, and I want to make wine with this. Also something I've never done before. So I'm gonna clean these up, get these in a bowl and get them mashed, and see how much I have in mashed muscadines before I start measuring out my components to make wine. Okay, so now they are washed and beautiful, and now I'm going to start putting them in the bucket and start mashing them. I washed my bucket right here, and I'm going to start mashing them and putting them in the bucket. I'll tell you what, mashing these things is harder than it looks. It's really strong. I'm used to mashing them once they're already hot and they're starting to pop in the hot water, boiling water. Mashing them raw it's a workout. I kind of want to be like I Love Lucy and get in there with my feet. Okay, so I ended up with 3 quarts of smashed muscadines. And no, I did not use my feet. I used the potato masher and my hands. And so now we're going to go in and first we're going to dissolve the water. Okay, so I have added 18 cups of sugar and 36 cups or 9 quarts of water to this bucket. And this is not, you guys, this is just a entertainment purposes only. This is not a how to make your own wine. This is just me trying a little experiment, and I'm not saying by any means that I'm an expert or an alchemist or anybody that is doing this correctly. Just a little PSA there, you know, this is backwoods redneck making wine. This is not scientific. And I'm not by any means telling you that you should do this because I don't know if it's going to be good. Okay, it is all dissolved. And now I'm going to add the muscadines, hopefully without splashing. Now the recipe says not to stir them, and then I'm just going to put the yeast on top of this. I am using the recipe from the Spruce Eats, and again, like I said, I don't know if it's going to be good, you guys. I just have a lot of muscadines this year, and we went out picking extra ones so that I could make wine, and so I'm just going to try it. I don't know if it's going to taste good. I don't know if it's going to be awful, but I thought it would be a fun little experiment to do with extra muscadines, so that's what we're doing. By the way, this chicken bone broth that I'm making for the dogs smells so good. My house smells so delicious right now, and it's just from the bone broth. Okay, the recipe calls for 7 grams. I am going to triple that because I tripled the recipe. Also, for those of you who are scared that I'm going to overflow my bucket, the recipe called for me to do it in a 1-gallon bucket. I'm doing it in a 5-gallon bucket, so I should be fine. But I'm going to go ahead and do 21 grams of yeast, and I'm supposed to just sprinkle it on top and let it get happy. Okay, now I'm going to cover this with a towel and put it in a cool, dry area, which is going to be my bedroom closet, and let it be for a little while. We will see. It's supposed to leave it for 24 hours and then stir it, and so we'll see. We'll just let it do its magic. I'll keep you guys updated on it, whether it's a success or a failure, but it's going to take, I think, like 6 weeks or something. I don't remember. It's going to take a while for it to do its thing, and we're going to have to transfer it out of that into another jug. And the good news is Mr. Wonderful actually makes wine, and he is, I don't know, like 16 years into making wine. It might be longer than that. It might be, if we've been married for 16 years, I think he's been making wine for 17 years. Now, it's not his passion. He has, beer is his passion as far as what he really, really loves to make, but he knows how to make wine. So if I run into problems, I can always call him. So we are still not setting up on the jelly. We'll see. I'm going to continue on my day. There's chicken thawing right there. I'm going to make another batch of dog food, and of course we've got the broth going, and I've got Cheeky fed, and all the things. We're just very busy around here today. Okay, second batch of jars going in. Insert jars, they're in. And we are trying a new recipe. simply for the reason that we just purchased this fruit pectin from Hoosier Hill Farm. And so I'm actually just going to follow the package instructions, and we are going to make a batch of this because I want to see if this pectin works as good as the Sure-Gel. It's much cheaper to go the bulk route, but I've never gone the bulk route, so we're going to give this a try. And aside from having thoughts of maybe I should wait and try it a different day because I'm not having good luck today, we are going to go ahead and try it anyway. Okay, so we have added, as per the package instructions, which is different than the recipes that I've been following, but we want to do it as per the package instructions. And if it tastes the same and we have a good outcome, then it's fine. This particular package calls for 3 3/4 cups of juice, 3 cups of sugar, 4 tablespoons of lemon juice, and 2 tablespoons of pectin. Now, it told me, because it's a strawberry jam recipe on the back of the package, it told me to add everything together and wait for it to thicken up. I am going to do what is always worked for me. I am going to go ahead and bring this pectin up to a boil. My sugar is sitting right there. And let this come to a boil and then add the sugar. And, you know, treat it just like any other pectin in that way. Okay, we are at a boil that I cannot turn down. Timer, 1 minute. Sugar in. You're at a boil that I can't turn down, stir down. I keep saying turn down. Timer, 1 minute. And we've got the foam too. So that's normal, a lot more foam. I didn't put butter in it this time. And the butter is supposed to help with the foam. That's a lot of foam. Okay. Okay, here's what we're left with. It actually did go down quite a bit as far as foam goes. So we'll see. Okay, so it made 4.5 jars. I am hopeful. It is starting to set up, and so I am hopeful. I don't like that it only, you know, it's a very small batch, but I can live with that. And it worked out to where this jar will just be my tester. If it gels up, we'll test that jar for flavor. But so I'm gonna put these on finger tight and get them back in the canner and get them canned. This jar cannot go in with the rest of them. It floats. There's not enough liquid in it, so we're just gonna have to put that one in the refrigerator after it cools and see if it'll gel up that way. That's another nice way to do it. It's just not, you know, storage safe. So other jars are in here, and we're gonna lock the lid,
Press play. And see how they do.
Okay, it says it's done. I like seeing the clear water. Don't like that though. Well, you guys, I'm gonna give up on muscadine jelly for the day. All is not lost. I'm sure that it's fixable, but I have to go to town. I have an appointment. If you guys want to see what that appointment is about, catch you on the next one. I hope you guys had a great day. Thanks for coming along with me and all of my failures in the kitchen. Besides the blackberry jam turned out really good, so that's a good thing. Tomorrow is another day. I'll catch you on the next one. Yours truly.